Hello, welcome to our training today called The Basics, Building a doTERRA Business. My name is Tanya Cottrell, and I am a Blue Diamond Wellness Advocate and Business Coach with doTERRA. Today, I am here to help you with some foundational information that will train you on how to get started building your business. Before we really jump into the training, I want to just reflect over these stepping stones that we refer to as ranks in doTERRA. Now, if you haven't taken a minute to watch my Earning with doTERRA webinar, I want to ask you to stop and go back and watch that before you do this training. It's really important that you go in order and you understand some foundational things about our company and the business opportunity that you have at your disposal before you jump into this training. So when we went over the Earning with doTERRA training, if you remember, we looked at some of these ranks, and we looked at the ranks beginning at what is referred to in doTERRA as the leadership ranks, and that is the rank of silver and above. So we're going to take a look at that again and look at those average incomes, because this is really important for you to understand so that you can make some personal decisions and some goals as we move on. So let's reflect over those. Silver, the average monthly income for silvers in doTERRA currently is about $2,200 per month. Now I've rounded to the nearest hundred, and I've used the most recent numbers from the previous year. doTERRA does publish these year after year, and they're based on the actual dollar amounts that they pay out each month to those that have achieved that rank. Keep in mind when we talk about the averages that this factors in new silvers, but it also factors in people that have been at silver for years and they've built up a higher level of volume and income at that rank. And so this is not reflective of the average income of a brand new silver, but as a total average. So when you first hit a rank, you generally do not hit this average. You're going to almost always come in on the lower side, but as you grow in your business volume and you make that rank become more solid and organic, then you're more likely to be in this income average range and even go beyond that. So I will be explaining to you what I mean by solid and organic later in this training. It'll make sense to you, but I want to state that so that you understand we're talking about averages here. It's not always the same. It's definitely not applying to the brand new first rank promotion. But let's look at these and reflect over them. Gold, $4,700 per month. Platinum, $9,300 per month on average. Diamond is just over $16,300. Blue Diamond, $37,700. And then Presidential Diamond is on average $110,000 per month. Now there are some ranks above that, but that involves people building all the way to Presidential Diamond and then actually beginning a second organization of diamonds. So those income averages are combinations of these ranks, and they continue to grow. So we're really focusing in on these leadership ranks as a point of setting an income goal if you're going to grow a serious business. I suggest that you really think through your personal family income goals and the things that you want to accomplish in the coming years, and decide what range you want to focus on and what kind of time frame that you want to work towards hitting that income, because that's going to determine your rate of growth and your rate of activity. And it's really important that your upline knows what your goal is and understands when the date is. So set a date to your goal, work with your upline. They're going to help you set some smaller goals so that you can create these little stepping stones along the way. And these ranks are not just about title, they are about keeping you on track and making sure you're not building your organization and your business off track in a way that requires a lot of work and doesn't pay out as much. These ranks will keep you in line with the best, most efficient payout with our compensation plan. Okay, so let's just assume you have your goal, and we're going to move forward with that goal in mind, and we're going to be talking about what you're actually going to be building. So have you ever learned a new card game or a new board game and someone's trying to teach you, but they're not really starting with the object of the game, and so it feels confusing because they kind of have the cart before the horse, and they're teaching you strategies and how to play the game well, but you're feeling a little fuzzy because you're still not quite sure what the point is and how you win the game, that feels really frustrating to me. I need to know the object of the game first. And that's why when you look at game instructions, the object of the game is always printed at the top. That is key to understanding how to do well at the game before you even get to strategies. So sometimes as leaders, we make the mistake of getting very excited when someone sees the opportunity to build a business, and they might set a goal, and we get so excited and we instantly jump into strategies and the how-to. And often it leaves people feeling a little confused and a little overwhelmed and frazzled because they don't quite understand why they're doing the activities that we're giving them to do. So that's the point of today's training. The Earning with doTERRA is your why to build training. After you're done with this training, you're going to move into some strategic activity and steps on building your business. That's strategy, that's best practices, that's techniques. But today we are looking at what to build. And it's very hard to really effectively build your business when you're just looking at how and you haven't yet learned what. So today we are learning the object of the game. I want you to have a clear understanding of what it is you're building before you get to the strategies. So take a look to the right of the screen and you see all those funny little people in circles. That is actually a representation of what you're building, and you're going to understand it so much better after we get through today's discussion. All right, let's talk about those symbols so you understand what they are. When people join your team or join your organization, they are going to join as one or the other. A wholesale customer, which is a product user shopping at a discount, nothing more than that. They enroll, they start with a kit, they have a membership number, and you are listed as their enroller. They become part of your organization as a wholesale customer. They get that fantastic discount just like you get it, but they're not planning to build a business. And then the other type of member that joins you will be a wellness advocate. A wellness advocate has the ability to build a downline and earn income. That is the main difference between these two. It costs the same amount to become either or. Any enrollment kit will get them one or the other account. They just have to designate which one they want. Or paying the enrollment fee of $35 if they don't want to start with a kit gets them one of these accounts. They just get to decide which one they want, and you get to give them that option. A wellness advocate does have to provide a tax ID or a social security number to doTERRA because the IRS requires it if they have the potential to be paid in income. Wholesale customers do not. A wholesale customer can upgrade for free if they decide at a later point to build a business. So those are the two choices, and they both get the same discount when they shop, and they both are listed under you. You are their enroller, and they're both part of your organization. When you're looking in your back office, you will see them represented as little people, and wholesale customers are green, and they look like that. If you see them with a box around them or a circle around them, that means they are utilizing the loyalty rewards program to order. They're on a monthly auto ship order. If they don't have a square or a circle, then they're enrolled, and they can always place an order called a standard order, a one-time order anytime they want and get that discount. But the square and the circle means that they have set up a loyalty rewards order. If they have a square, their order is set below 100 PV. If they are a circle, their order is at 100 PV or greater. And it's important to be able to see that at a glance because you know who's going to bring volume in. They already have an order set up, and who is at 100 or higher that could play into your Power of 3 bonus, which you'll learn. So that's kind of the symbols that you're looking at and what they mean. Wellness advocates are represented the same, except they're in purple when they enroll. When you go to your back office, which is your website at mydoterra.com, you log in, you can go to your team tab, and then you can click graphic tree, and that's when you can see your team represented by these symbols. Every organization is comprised of both of these, but I want to give you an accurate perception of kind of what that looks like. And this is in general, but in doTERRA, we see that the majority of people just want to shop at a discount, and that actually makes us a very strong company. That means people want our product and are ordering our product with or without a business opportunity attached to it. So I kind of estimated conservatively what a healthy organization would look like. And a healthy organization is probably going to be about 80 to 90% of product users or wholesale customers, and about 10 to 20% wellness advocates or business builders. Everyone's a little different, but that gives you an idea of what you're growing, what you're bringing in. You're bringing in both. And only a select few and a fraction of them will want to build a business, and they're very valuable when they do, but our customers are very valuable as well. So let's talk about enrolling. Sometimes that's confusing. When people begin a business with doTERRA, they may have the conception that they are just selling bottles of oil. Well, we are educating about the oil, we are selling our product, but we don't want to just sell bottles of oil to people. We want to enroll them, because that grows our organization. That means they're going to be permanently working with you, and you're going to benefit from all of their future orders because they're part of your team. They're part of your organization. But it also is the best way to serve them, because you're setting them up with that wholesale discount. There really is no reason for people to be paying the retail price when, I don't have an accurate statistic on this, but probably 99% of doTERRA users are shopping through a wholesale account. So we want to make sure we're extending the best benefit to each and every person, because they'll find that that's the smartest way, whether it's you or it's someone else that promotes it to them. So how do we enroll people? Well, the process usually looks a little something like this. It's very casual and it's very natural, and it's built on relationships. Our business is a relationship business. People learn how to use the oils when someone is guiding them through it, friend to friend, person to person. That's why doTERRA doesn't sell their products just on store shelves, because they need that personal guidance, help, encouragement, and education. So my business was built this way, as are most people's. Sitting around a living room with a small group of people, and you're sharing what you've learned about the oils. You're giving them the tools, you're empowering them to learn how to use them for themselves. Sometimes you're sitting one-on-one with someone. Sometimes you have a very small group of 2 or 3. Sometimes you might have 10 people in the room. But this is the best picture I can give you of how your business is built and how you enroll people. So after you've given them the basics, and we teach you how to do that, so don't worry, you'll have a training on how to teach a great class and how to present the basics about the oils, and you have little cheat sheets and guides. But once you've explained why the oils are so great and you've let them experience them, you're going to show them some enrollment kits. And this is just a few of our most popular kits right here. And you let them select, and all of the kits come with a free enrollment. And so once they purchase a kit and they list you as their enroller, they get the wholesale discount. They get a member number and a password just like you have, and then they're part of your organization. Generally, we collect enrollments on an enrollment sheet like this, and then we go home and we enter it into the computer, and then I always shred it to protect their security. That is what the enrollment process looks like in a snapshot. So just put it aside in your mind. We'll teach you how to do that really well. I just want you to understand what enrolling people means and why it's important. So how do you go about actually putting an enrollment in? Well, you're going to go to this login that I mentioned before, mydoterra.com, and you're going to put in your member number and password, and you're going to get into what we call the back office. That's kind of your dashboard, your place you're going to place your orders, but you're also going to watch and track your team growth. There's a place that says enter a wellness advocate. If you're doing a wholesale customer, you click the same button. Either that button works for both. But before you enter that enrollment, and it's just basically transferring their information onto the website and getting them set up, you need to check something that's really, really important. You need to check to make sure your LRP is set up. Your loyalty rewards program shopping cart is saved in a way that doTERRA, the computer system, will see you as a qualified income earner so that you will get your paycheck. The requirement to be paid by doTERRA is that you have your loyalty rewards order set up at 100 PV and saved. If you're brand new and you haven't processed your first loyalty rewards order, you don't have to have it processed. You just have to have it set up and pending and saved before you enroll your first person, because you will miss your paycheck, and that it won't send you a paycheck if you don't have it set up. So a good way to check to make sure you're all set up is to check your graphic tree, and you'll only see yourself because you're the only one enrolled in your organization so far. If you're purple, that's good. You are a wellness advocate. But if you don't have your circle, then you don't have your LRP set up and saved. So make sure, if you're a square, you have it set up, but you don't have it saved at a high enough amount. Make sure you're looking at PV, not dollar amount, because sometimes it's a little different. Make sure you look like this. When you look like this, you are qualified to be paid. So you're safe to go ahead and enter an enrollment and know that doTERRA will actually pay you your commission on that. A nice rule of thumb is to always keep it set at 100. If you're not familiar with LRP, you need to get familiar with that. This is Loyalty Rewards Program, and this is how you set it up. When you get into your back office, you get two options to place an order. You can create a new LRP template, or you can place a one-time standard order. The LRP will reoccur from month to month, but you get to change the items, and you can change it up all you want and change the date. And you get all of the amazing reward points back for ordering that way. Plus, you can be you're qualified for earning your income. This is the percentage you earn back. After a few months, you notch up to the next percentage bracket until you lock in at 30%. That's going to get you a ton of free product, cut down your overall cost, and qualify you to earn income. I'm going to just re-emphasize this because I hate when people miss this and they miss paychecks. It's very, very important. You must have 100 PV saved in your LRP shopping cart to earn fast start commission on your enrollments. So keep this as a rule of thumb. Never save it without less than 100 PV. Don't go, well, I'm going to come back and add more later once I know what I want. Just save it with whatever items you have to get it to 100 PV. Before it processes, set an alarm on your phone calendar so you remember to go in. You can switch up the items to get it exactly what you want before it ships out, but never save it with less than 100 PV if you want to earn income, because it only takes missing one paycheck to learn this lesson, and I would rather you learn it without missing a paycheck, okay? Let's get into the what you're building now. This is the fun part, building your downline. So I actually created a hypothetical launch of a business for you to watch how the downline can be built. Now this is hypothetical, and everyone's organization takes shape a little differently. So it won't be exactly like this, but this should give you somewhat of a visual concept of what it is that you're building. So I hope that you'll play along with me, and we're just going to play pretend. And we're going to look at what the first couple of months of building your business would look like if you are actively launching your business. So let's pretend like that's you at the top. What's missing? Your LRP. You get your LRP set up, and that's what you look like. So we're going to track the growth of this hypothetical business that you're growing, an organization, by looking at what it appears like on your graphic tree in your back office. All right, the first thing in our hypothetical growth process here is that you get your first enrollment. Your first wholesale customer sets up an account with you and they order a kit. Very, very exciting step for you. We're going to fast forward. We're going to kind of go in hyperspeed here. This is your first month, and let's say you're at the point where you have enrolled your first 4 wholesale customers. You are off and running. And your 5th one comes in and says, I would like to do this business with you. And now you have a wellness advocate who has also set up an LRP. Are you seeing how those symbols, you're reading the symbols correctly? Okay, let's look at the progression. This new wellness advocate immediately had 2 people that wanted to enroll. And so your organization has now grown down to its 2nd level. What you have here is the beginning of what we call a leg. A leg is a wellness advocate that you have enrollership of that then begins to have their own downline, and you want to see that develop and continue to grow. So after you have your first builder or your first wellness advocate who's beginning to enroll people, that's when you want to focus on adding people and adding volume onto a leg. Instead of continuing to put them across your top line, or what we call your front line, you want to add some depth. So the next step that we're going to pretend like happened in month 1 is that you enrolled another wholesale customer. Here's where it gets fun. Because you have a leg started, you're going to do something called placements. You're going to actually move that person and place them down lower in your organization. You will always remain the enroller of them, but by placing them down lower, you're building volume into a leg, and you're also helping out your new builder. This is great to do because the lower you build your organization, the higher the percentage you get paid on unilevel commission. And it's very important to build legs to start hitting certain ranks as you go up. You'll see that in a minute. So the way that you move someone is you go to your team tab and you click on placement moves. Oh, excuse me. You go to your team tab and you click on sponsor changes. Now the person you directly place this new wholesale customer under is what we call the sponsor. You remain the enroller, but they will become their sponsor. So let's pretend like your wellness advocate builder here is named Sarah. So Sarah will become her sponsor, your new customer sponsor. So in that tab in your back office, it's going to list your wholesale customer, and it'll give you 14 days on a countdown to actually move. And after that, they lock into place. So you will change the sponsor from yourself to Sarah's number, verify it and confirm it, and then she's going to move down here. And you've started to build depth in your organization. That is a good strategy. Let's move on and let's take a look at what you've actually built so far, volume-wise. It's important that you understand this term, organizational volume, which is abbreviated by OV. You're always going to be tracking your OV. That is the total volume of all orders in the given month that you're in. That includes your orders, which is represented by your PV, your personal volume, and everyone else's volume that they have placed, whether they enrolled, they bought a kit, they placed an LRP order. That's all factored in to your OV. So let's add this up. Let's say that this is, you enrolled last month, you processed your LRP this month, month 2. Month 2 since your enrollment, but month 1 of your business building. And your LRP was set at 150 PV. The first person you enrolled with 225 PV. The second person you enrolled with 150 PV. So far, your total, look down below, I just put the total of the volume you have with your order and your first 2 enrollments. You're at 525 PV, and that's significant, and I'll show you why. You just got your first rank advancement, because anytime your OV hits 500 or higher, you cross over into manager. So you are now, congratulations, a manager in dōTERRA. Let's continue on. So in the same month, you enrolled someone with 400 PV. They bought a natural solutions kit. That's 400 PV. The next person had 225 PV. Look at your total below. It's now gone over 1,000. And that puts you at your next rank promotion. You're now a director because you've crossed over 1,000 OV. But you're not done yet. Remember, you enrolled Sarah, and she came in with a natural solutions kit as well. So her volume is 400 PV. The first 2 people she enrolled had 225 and 310 PV, and then the customer you enrolled and placed under her had 175 PV. Let's look at your total. You are now at 2,260 OV at the end of the month. And that means you actually promoted a 3rd time, and on your first month of building, you hit the rank of executive. Executive is 2,000 or above. So that's 3 ranks up from the beginning point. We're going to look at your income. How does this correlate? So your earnings for this first month are based on something called Fast Start Commission. Fast Start Commission is paid with personal enrollments and people you've enrolled who are enrolling people. So let's look at your enrollments first. All of the people that you enrolled, that's everyone across your front line plus the person you placed under Sarah, totaled 1,575 PV. You're not going to count Sarah's 2 people in this. You will earn 20% on the PV value of your total personal enrollments. This is paid out weekly, but when you total it through the whole month, you earned $315 on your personal enrollments. Let's look at Sarah's enrollments because you make a little something when she enrolls too. She enrolled 2 people that totaled 535 PV. You actually get 10% of whatever she enrolls. So your 10% fast start commission on her enrollments, whether you met those people or not, is $53.50. In total, this month, your very first month, you earned $368.50. Now that's very much worth setting up your 100 PVLRP, isn't it? Because you're already making a profit, and that's our goal for you. That's what we want to encourage you to do. Get a running start at it, get some enrollments going so that you are recovering what you're spending. You're getting some great product, free points, and you're already making a profit. Now on Fast Start Commission, I want to make a point that you actually can be earning one level deeper. When the people you enroll start enrolling and the people they enroll start enrolling, you actually make 5% on their enrollments. It goes 3 levels deep. So when Sarah enrolled her 2 people, she earned 20% on that 535. You earned this 10%, but your enroller actually would have earned 5% on that as well. Let's move on. We're going to wipe it clear because guess what just happened? The month ended and you're starting a new month. This freaks people out at first because they see everything zero out, but there's no need to panic. I'm going to show you how it works because guess what? My volume is often well over $1 million at the end of the month, and every month it starts over at 0, just like yours. That doesn't mean I'm starting at ground zero, and it doesn't mean you're starting at ground zero. I'm going to show you why. When you zero out, your rank goes back to Wellness Advocate, which is the starting point. Now, that doesn't mean your rank title goes back. You will keep the title of the highest rank you've achieved, so you will be referred to as an executive. But your paid rank goes back, and you have to re-earn your rank title to receive income. And as you get in the higher ranks, your rank achievement does affect your paycheck. So you don't want to continue to slip back and stay back. You want to slip back at the beginning of the month, and you want to regain that and push forward every single month. And it's a stair-step process. I'm going to show you why. Because we're in the next month, and we had LRPs, remember? Now, this next month, look, you did a good job supporting some of your customers with helping them get started with their oils and really explaining the Loyalty Rewards program, helping them continue to order more, add to their collection, and get rewards back. So 3 of the wholesale customers on your organization have now set up LRPs. That means they'll be ordering again this month. Now, some of them haven't. That's normal. Not everyone does. It may take some people more time. So let's look at the volume of these LRP orders for this new month. If yours is 150, your new person has a 60 PV. Notice it's not at 100, so they're represented as a square. This person is 132 PV, which means they're going to get the product of the month if they process by the 15th, so that's a huge perk for them. And then one of Sarah's people is at 188. Sarah's at 155. What does this mean? It means before you even enroll anyone this month, you will automatically be seeing 556 PV in volume that will factor into your organizational volume. So even though you start over at 0 and you start over at Wellness Advocate, you actually are Organically Manager already because of the LRPs. Let's go back to these stepping stones. So you hit your first month's rank at Executive. Organically, you've grown enough baseline volume based on LRPs that will reoccur volume in the manager range. So you're Organically Manager. You hold the title of Executive. You will be Organically Manager the next month, even if you don't enroll anyone. But you do want to keep enrolling because you want to keep growing ahead. You don't want to slip back to manager and stay. So we're going to pretend like in this new month, you enroll across the month 8 new enrollments, 8 new people that you add to your organization. 7 of them are wholesale customers, but you find 1 more builder, one more wellness advocate. Sarah, you're supporting her, you're helping her get started, and in her process, she will actually enroll 5 enrollments. 4 of them are wholesale customers, and 1 is a wellness advocate. So I'm going to kind of, I'm going to move really fast and fast forward, so don't panic if it overwhelms you, but I'm going to move all the way to the end of the month so you see how your organization grew this month. Watch what happens. Look at how much bigger it is. I'm going to go back. Remember 8 plus 5. This is what it looks like now. Your original people are still there. They've just kind of, everyone's shifted to the side, to the left, and more has been added. So let's go over, I'm going to verbally walk you through this. Now, I left all of the LRP volume in black that we went over. Every volume listed in blue is brand new volume from new enrollments. So remember, you enrolled 1 new wellness advocate, and we're going to call that person over on the right. Do you see over on the right, the purple, the new wellness advocate? That's Joe, okay? You enrolled Joe. And then you enrolled 7 wholesale customers. Sarah is now represented as dark green because she actually, I'll show you in a minute how she rank advanced, and the colors change as you rank advance. She enrolled 5 people, 4 wholesale customers and 1 wellness advocate. So look under her, she has Becky now, her new wellness advocate. Notice that your organization goes 3 levels deep, and that's because you and Becky both, you and Sarah both placed some people under Becky, and you placed some people under Joe. Let's look at volume. Sarah is now dark green because she actually promoted to executive like you did last month. Her volume from her on down altogether equals 2,783 in OV. Joe's volume is 1,015. So he is a director. He doesn't change colors until he gets up to executive. Altogether, your OV is 4,160. And that means you rank promoted again to a very significant rank, elite. This is the first really significant rank. It's a building block in the process to silver, to platinum, and to diamond. Elite requires 3,000 OV, so you actually surpassed that. You did very well this month in your OV. Each of them have a rank advancement too, which is very exciting because when you help your downline grow and advance, that advances you. See how it works together? Let's take a look at earnings in this month. Everything in pink are your enrollments, okay? See, there's your wellness advocate, and there's the people you placed below. There's Sarah's enrollment. She has Becky, and she has the people she placed below Becky. And then guess what? There's one more that Joe actually enrolled, his first person right there. How does this play out into Fast Start? Well, your enrollments, everyone in pink, totaled 2,085. Remember, you get 20% Fast Start commission. That's $417. Sarah's enrollments were 1,274. You get 10% on her enrollments, so you made another $127.40 on her enrollments. And then Joe had 1 enrollment at 100 PV. You made 10% on Joe's as well, which was $11. Altogether, your Fast Start commission in this month totaled $555.40. So you're moving ahead. I want to point out one more thing that's really significant. Look at this. Aside from Fast Start, another form of commission is getting ready to kick in. This, you won't earn it on this month because these are new enrollments and they haven't processed their first LRP. They won't until their second month. But look at this. You have 3 people who have LRPs set up over 100. That means next month you are all lined up for something called the Power of 3. Your first level of Power of 3 will be a $50 bonus each month. Now, it's important that your team volume is over 600. Team volume is you plus everyone on your front line. Those 3 I have circled in red, and anyone else who places an order. So even that 60 PV over there factors in. Your team volume for next month is already set up for 722. You have 3 people on qualifying LRPs plus a team volume over 600. Next month, once those process through, you will earn your first $50 Power of 3 bonus. Remember, when you help your frontline people get their 3 and their $50 bonus, you'll be earning a $250 check per month. And it goes one more level deep, which will kick you up to a $1,500 bonus per month. You will notice your 3 people, 2 of them are wellness advocates that are growing. One of them is a wholesale customer. They won't have a downline. So eventually you'll need a 3rd leg to continue to duplicate this. But it's fantastic to start getting that $50 bonus. It's going to help you with the initial income. Okay, so your total volume was 4,160. You hit the rank of elite. But again, we're moving into the next month. So what will happen? All that brand new volume goes away. All that you're left with is your loyalty reward orders that will come around the next month. Remember, everyone's volume shifts a little because they change their shopping cart up. Most of the time, people keep it in the same general range, but you always want to watch and see what they have it set up for at the beginning of the month, add it all up, get an idea of what your organic volume will be, and that way you can set some goals for how much enrolling you want to do and how much new growth you want to do. So look, your organizational volume for this next month will be 1,309. You have stepped up because last month when you started, you had hit executive, but your organic rank was just over 500, your volume in LRP, so you were an organic manager. Do you see how this month, because you continued to enroll and you helped the people you enrolled start to enroll people, you've now hit the new rank of elite, but your organic rank is now director because your volume on the LRPs is over 1,000. Do you see how you're taking those stepping stones up? Your organic rank is always behind your new rank title, but you can continue to grow it if you keep enrolling and you keep pushing forward. So what will happen this month? Well, we're going to stop the hypothetical enrolling, and I'm going to leave you with this, a big question mark, because I don't know what's going to happen the next month. It's up to you. Every month, it's up to you. Are you going to continue to work? Are you going to continue to share? Are you going to continue to bring oils to people and enroll people? That is what will make the difference on building momentum and going up those stepping stones. If you decide to take a month off and back off now, you're going to lose steam and you're going to lose momentum. Early in your business is not the time to take a break. You really do want to build momentum. Continuing to enroll is going to keep your paycheck growing. It's going to keep you stepping up in rank. So that is my advice to you. Keep focusing on staying busy in the business to get the momentum going so that you can get your airplane off the ground, all right? I do want to give you a little guidance as to how to get to the ranks beyond elite. What do you need to build? So I have an example of what Premier looks like. We took out all the customers, we took out all the downline. What I have here is a picture of you and your qualifiers. So your qualifiers are builders who are on 100 PV, they have a 100 PV order, and you hold enrollership of them. You can use them to qualify you. Now, they can't be in the same leg. They can't be above and below each other. They have to be in separate legs. They do not need to be on your front line. They could be down below. They could be someone you place down below. It doesn't matter. But once you have someone with a certain rank, you can use them for qualifying. So for Premier, you need 2 executive legs. So once Sarah and Joe hit the rank of executive and your OV is at 5,000, you will move to Premier. So that is definitely a realistic next step based on what you had already built in our previous hypothetical month. This is the only rank that has 2 qualifications, an OV requirement and a qualifier of ranks for your legs. After this, you will only have ranks on your legs to qualify you. So this is kind of a bridge rank that will bridge you into the leadership ranks because you're moving into silver after this. I also, as I show you each of these ranks, I want to give you a picture of what type of commission will be the main income earner for you at that point. Now, it varies from person to person, so I can't tell you exactly, but what I did was I typed out the different places you should be seeing some income, and I changed the font to reflect which types of commission are going to be the most likely to be of significance. So Fast Start is still going to be the highest income earner for you, and that is heavily dependent on your personal enrolling and helping your enrollees enroll. So that maintaining that work and that activity is key to getting paychecks at this rank. The empowerment share is a new form of payment at Premier. That is a really, really great reason to push up to Premier. doTERRA offers shares, meaning pools of their entire company profit for the month that they split amongst everyone who hit that rank. And there's different pools for ranks. So the empowerment share is for Premiers and Silvers only. These shares they fluctuate from month to month based on how many people hit that rank and what the company brought in, but this one's has been showing as pretty solid, coming in around $200. So that's kind of about a $200 bonus if you hit the rank of Premier. You are required for this particular share to personally enroll at least one person. So make sure you're continuing to personally enroll to get that share. Power of 3, if you've got your third person, could become a factor. You could be getting that $50 Power of 3 bonus. And then Unilevel. Unilevel is not going to be very noticeable right now. It's teeny, teeny, tiny. You will see as we promote up in rank that it does become significant, but right now it's going to feel very small. So keep your focus on building Fast Start. The next rank is Silver. To be a Silver, you simply need 3 elite legs. Your EuroV doesn't matter anymore, but you need 3 personally enrolled elite qualifiers on 3 separate legs. To be an elite, they need to have 3,000 EuroV. So you're focused on your downlines EuroV. Silver is at that $2,200 per month average income. So what kind of commission factors into that? Fast Start for sure. A lot of times around the Silver level, Fast Start is equating to about half of your income. So keep enrolling. That empowerment share, as long as you've personally enrolled someone and you've hit Silver, you're going to get that roughly $200 share again. And then at Silver, you get a share from another pool called the Leadership Pool. And you get 1 share every month you hit Silver. Every time you have a personally enrolled elite that hits elite for the first time, you get a bonus share. So you can get more than one of those in some months. Those seem to average about $150 per share, give or take. And then Power of 3. By now, hopefully you have your 50 Power of 3. You should, and you might even be working towards your 250. And then Unilevel. It is growing a little bit more significance there. Gold, $4,700 as an organic gold average. Gold is 3 Premier legs. So those elites that you had, once they each become Premier or another qualifier, it doesn't have to remain the same person, but once you have 3 Premier legs, that promotes you to gold. This is a significant income jump. You more than double it, really, from organic silver to organic gold. Fast Start is still really important. Continue to enroll. Leadership pools grow larger because you're no longer getting the empowerment share. That was for Premiers and Silvers, but golds get 5 leadership shares. So leadership pool shares, plus still they get the bonuses for new elites. Power of 3. I'm kind of keeping Power of 3 just as a wild card because some people have that really advanced and some people still have their 50. That is almost a separate thing. So it's a little unpredictable. And then Unilevel becomes more significant and you do start to really notice, okay, the Unilevel is starting to become a significant part of my paycheck. Unilevel is the best pipeline, the best residual income. That is kind of a secret key to the larger income at the higher levels. It is really, really important to put your focus on unilevel out on the horizon. You're focusing on fast start to fill your wallet now, but you are really in the business of building your unilevel to pay out residual income someday as your organization gets deeper. Platinum needs 3 silver legs. The average income for a platinum is $9,300 per month. They're going to continue to earn fast start. The leadership pools grow much larger because a platinum receives 10 of those shares per month. Power of 3 again could vary where it's coming in, somewhere between 50 and 1,500. Unilevel becomes really large. It is leadership pools and unilevel are the main income earners for a platinum. Unilevel is probably even a little higher than any of the rest. Diamond's kind of fun because it's the same as platinum, except you need a 4th silver leg. So once you're in that platinum range, you want to start a 4th leg and help each of these builders become silver. They each need their 3 elites. So really, to become a diamond, you need 12 elites. Learn how to become elite yourself. Teach your people how to become elite, and then teach them how to teach their people how to become elite. Build 12 elites along with your builders, and you're a diamond. 16,000, more than that per month, is an average solid diamond. A diamond's still going to have some fast start, but it becomes a much smaller proportionally to their other incomes because the diamond pools, you're actually not in the leadership pools anymore, you're in diamond pools and they're in the thousands per share. And so you are receiving a lot from your pools. Power of 3 can be up to 1,500 depending on where you're at with that. And unilevel becomes very significant. That's already your largest income earner at the level of diamond. Blue diamond, over almost 38,000 per month. To be a blue diamond, you need 5 gold legs. So notice you're adding a leg now. Each of your silvers you've helped grow up to gold. They need their 3 premiers. Their premiers each need 2 executives, but you've added a 5th leg and you've helped that leg to grow up to gold, and now you're a blue diamond. A blue diamond, blue diamond, they receive some diamond shares and new blue diamond pools, a new pool to receive shares from. They're very, very large. And power 3, unilevel becomes almost monstrous at this point. That's what's really helping to pull that high level of monthly residual income in. Presidential diamond, well over 100,000, 110,000 on average per month. They need 6 platinum legs. So you're continuing to support each leg. You're adding a leg. You're growing. You're continuing to enroll and place people because that's what's going to help expedite those newer legs to catch them up to rank advanced. The presidential diamond pools are just enormous. Power of 3, unilevel is astronomical. It's like the snowball that starts small, but it grows exponentially. The more volume it picks up, the more depth and width you grow in your organization, the faster it grows and the bigger it grows. I'm going to go over just a couple of frequently asked questions for you that new builders are always curious about. What if my frontline builders don't enroll people? Well, you don't have to use a frontline builder as your qualifier. Now, if they're not doing anything, you might not want to put any focus on placing under them. But if you've placed people under them and they've enrolled and then they've stopped enrolled, work with whoever down in that leg that you've enrolled is working towards you or that they've enrolled to. You always want to support those that are showing up, right? But if you have enrollership of someone down lower, they could be a qualifier. So don't feel like you always have to start new legs. Build within your leg. And don't worry if you're frontline people. I had frontline people that didn't do really much of any enrolling for a couple of years and then decided the light bulb turned on, they wanted to build, and they're golds and even diamonds now. But I worked with people down below in the meantime. I didn't wait around. So it doesn't matter if they're on your front line or they're lower. Can I use my own enrollments to build my power 3? Yes. Ultimately, it's fantastic when we have people on our team enrolling their own people and it helps to grow things. But if you have customers or wellness advocates that you place down under some of your wellness advocates, and they're on LRP, they will factor into your power of 3 as well. It's a group effort. How do I regain my rank if I stopped enrolling and I went backwards? First of all, I want to encourage you to not allow yourself to to kind of go absent from your business. If you get in a habit of start stopping, you're going to have a hard time getting the plane off the ground. You're going to go up and you're going to land, and you're up and you're landing. You're going to spend the same amount of work, if not much, much more, with less results. So try to not let this happen. But if you have let it happen, there's no use looking back and regretting. Just start today and resolve to not take time off again until you really have some momentum built. So I like to look at this as trying to start a fire, rubbing two sticks together. You're getting friction going, you're getting a spark going. You can't just stop and take a break. You will start again at the beginning. You need to keep going. You need to keep persevering until you have a raging fire. And then you can rest a little bit and enjoy the fire and just to kind of tend to it and continue to grow it. But you've got to stay consistent to get the momentum going. What if I'm not seeing results? Well, there's a couple things that you need to look at if you're not seeing results. First, you need to look at your commitment. Are you putting the time in and the consistency in? You need to look at what kind of numbers do you have? Are you talking to enough people? Are you inviting, teaching, sharing with enough people? That's the fuel to your business. You've got to have a contact list and you've got to actually play the numbers high enough. You have to have enough fuel in your tank in order to get some progress going. If you're doing all of that and you're still not seeing results, then you need to work with your upline and have them give you their opinion on the activity you're doing. Because first of all, it's important that the hours you're spending on your business are spent on income generating activities and they're spent doing the right things. If you're doing all of the right things that we teach you in the trainings and you're still not seeing results, then you need to look at, am I doing the things right? And that just means you may need to train on some skills. For example, I've often worked with people that are doing all of the right things, but they're not getting people into their classes. No one's saying yes. We work on the skills of inviting. They tweak how they're using the invitation language and their techniques to inviting people, and all of a sudden people start showing up. Or they have people coming to classes, but no one's enrolling. Well, we work with them on the skills to help them use the right teaching techniques and the right language, and all of a sudden the enrollments start to happen. So don't give up if you're not seeing results. You just need to learn and improve your process to start seeing it work. This process works. Everyone has the same comp plan. Everyone has the same products. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. It's how we do it and what we do that results in growth. So be humble and be willing to work with us and learn so that you can improve and see your results start to click. Once you see it working, you're going to feel like, now I know how to do this. You're going to continue to just duplicate it, repeat, repeat, repeat. What if my enroller is not actively building or leading? A lot of our presidential diamonds and even above don't have active enrollers or even active builders in the levels directly above them. The most important thing is what you're going to choose to do to yourself or do for yourself and what you're going to choose to do for your team. So become the leader that you wish that you had, and know that you do have an upline farther up that offers all the tools, trainings, and support that you need. So don't get hung up in what your enroller is doing or not doing. You really don't need an upline to succeed. You need to build a downline to succeed, and you have what it takes. Thank you for going through what to build. I hope that this is making more sense to you. Again, go back and read and watch it and take notes. Again, read through your notes so that you really are understanding the details. Next, you're going to move into how to build it. And the next training I suggest is effectively launching your business. That's going to give you a strategy for pushing your business up to elite in 6 weeks or so. That's going to give you a strategy to get your airplane off the ground. I want to encourage you, this is why I put the picture of the boy playing the piano in here, to stay consistent. And remember that you are learning. And this is a process of learning. And it's a process of falling down and getting back up, like learning how to ride a bike. It's a process of making mistakes. There is failure involved. It's those that get back up and keep at it and persevere and stay consistent and that don't quit that actually succeed. So don't go out there and talk to a few people and experience some rejection or not see your organization take off like what I showed you on the video right away and say, this isn't for me, I guess I don't have what it takes, this doesn't work. Stay with it. If you stick to it and you're persistent and you're dedicated to the learning process, you'll get it and you will grow. So I always encourage people to think about, if you were a mentor or a parent or a teacher working with someone trying to learn a new skill and they didn't feel good at it at first, what advice would you give them? You would not allow them to quit just because they weren't good at it at first. If you had a son or a daughter who was learning to play the piano and they didn't like how it sounded at first, are you going to agree with them that, yep, this isn't for you, you're no good, you should quit? Absolutely not. You're going to encourage them, stick with it, you're new. It's not going to be perfect, it's not going to sound great, but the more you practice consistently and you put a little bit of time in each day, and if you're willing to learn and you're willing to stick to the process, you will someday be a fantastic pianist. It's the same with a sport. It's the same with learning a new language. It's the same with learning how to excel in a new school subject in high school, in college, or learning how to take on a new career or a new job. The learning curve can be steep, but if you stick to it, the reward is so great in our business. So give yourself some grace to make mistakes, but don't allow yourself to quit. I'm going to end with this quote that I found. Michelle Obama said this, and I thought it was really, really well spoken. You have to practice success. Success doesn't just show up. If you aren't practicing success today, you won't wake up in 20 years and be successful because you won't have developed the habits of success, which are small things like finishing what you start, putting a lot of effort into everything you do, being on time, and treating people well. Your success will be built on the small activities you do consistently day after day. Trust the process. If you stay involved in the learning and the doing, you will eventually take a look back behind you and look at your progress. You're going to look at your graphic tree and you're going to say, oh my goodness, look what has been created. It's an amazing experience, and I know that you can do it if you stay consistent. So I'm going to leave you with a word. This is a really important word: resolve. You must resolve. You must resolve to your goals. You must resolve to staying in it no matter what. You must tell yourself, I will get there as long as I don't stop. Never allow yourself to quit on a bad day. Never allow yourself to just take a week off or take a month off. There will be a day when your business is like that bonfire, that you can take vacation, you can take some time off, and it will continue to maintain. But now is not the time. You've got to be resolved over the course of the coming years to be dedicated to growing your business. Think of why you're building this. Think of how it will affect you, your family, and your legacy. It's worth it. Resolve to hold yourself to a high standard. Resolve to practice, and resolve to always keep going.